Give me a second, everybody. Um, I'll get. I'll start in probably like 3 minutes. Uh, Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Bronze Reaper podcast. I'm your host, Rosalind Perkins, and today we got a great episode. Today, we got a great episode. DNC and Roland Martin targets foundational Black Americans in the Black community. We have talked about something similar to this, but we might dig deep on how did this whole situation start. Today we will be doing something new. Before we even go into videos, if somebody wants to jump on the panel and say what they want to say, the topic, yes, we can do that. But hold on one second. What the hell's going on? Okay, yeah. Yeah, so if you want to jump on the panel before we even say anything, and I'm going to say this. I'm not going to cut you off. I'm not going to say anything. I might stop you and ask you a question, but other than that, no, I'm not going to stop you off and cut you off. I might actually, if you're just talking crazy, I'm not going to let you, babble for 10 minutes to tell me what you're trying to say. So again, if you want to jump on the panel today, you can jump on the panel for 5, maybe 10 minutes, and say your piece or say what you want to say. Do you agree? Do you disagree? You know, just the whole 9 yards. But again, we're still gonna do it. We're gonna talk for 5 minutes. I mean, we're gonna talking for like an hour. Then we're gonna jump into the topic. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Mine was decent. Bullshit. Always happens, but this comes with the territory of my job. Give me a second. To bypassing go live. Okay. But yeah, we're not on X today. We'll be back on X on Wednesday or Thursday. Um, Hold on, yo. You know, but Like I said, we're gonna have a great show. We're gonna get back to the bullshit. Also, you can help me by liking, subscribing, and also sharing this podcast with X, YouTube, Facebook, whatnot. So this will be great. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about this whole situation with the Democrats. I took some notes. I got my whiteboard right here. I did a, actually not bad actually this time. I told people how we gonna start this off is what is the reason why are they doing this? There always has to be a reason why somebody dislikes you or likes you. To me, I always feel like the reason is that people can't benefit off of the black vote anymore. People have to turn into other places. Claude Anderson warned us for years, you know, take control of our vote. And you know what? I'm going to even change the topic. We're going to say gatekeepers. It's not only just, DNC. It's not only Roland Martin. It's these black gatekeepers. Excuse me. The black gatekeepers maneuver through all of this. The black gatekeepers get busy. We have been warned for years. We don't take this serious, if we don't take our black vote serious, and we're talking about not the gatekeepers, but the people who were in between, like the Claude Andersons, the Dick Gregorys, the Khalid Muhammad. You know, those were the people who told us to take this shit serious. So now, yes, we are in a predicament where the DNC is attacking me, Tariq Nasheed, Alpha Elite, just the whole 9 yards, and they're attacking us by different subgroups. We got Pan Africans attacking me, talking about, oh yeah, Trump this, Trump that. You got Tariq Nasheed, everybody's attacking him. Alpha Elite, the Democrats and the fucking the Pan Africans, the feminist movement is attacking. Was it CEO Ant? Shout out to him. He does great content. And who else is really attacking me? And I'm gonna be personally honest, is the Boulets. The Boulets is my biggest obstacles. It's not no fucking Pan African. It's the Boulets. You know. I'm just being personally honest. Even white supremacy, they benefit off of black votes. They benefit off of the stupidity of how we use our votes. You know. And I'm gonna say this. I have came in contacts with the Boulets or the Freemasons or whatever they're calling their groups nowadays. I have came in contacts with them. I have family members, multiple family members who are Freemasons, who are still to this day Freemasons. But when you say my name, it's starting to ring bells now. And it's not me just tooting my own horn. It's me just telling you what's going on. I'm being personally honest. Yes, I get attacked by these people. Yes, I get these nasty emails and stuff like. That's why I made a new email for y'all. I didn't do it for me. I could deal with the bullshit. I've been dealing with bullshit most of my life anyways. You know? Now it's just me dealing with these people. You know, so it's the black vote. They want that black vote. They want that type of control. You know? And like I said, Claude Anderson a few years ago gave us the blueprint. Media, politics. And there's another thing. I forgot what it was, but all three of those go hand in hand. They all go hand in hand. You know, just dropped grits on myself. But yeah, all of that shit goes hand in hand, man. Do foundational black Americans have a problem with any of these people? No, we don't have a problem with none of them. But we're not gonna have y'all manipulate what we do with our voting power, our lives, our lineage, our culture. You're not gonna tell us. And you know what? I'm gonna even tell y'all something. The lady from Essence, she stepped down. The Kenyan lady. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be the first one to say this. Something's about to come out. Something is about to come out. We just gotta sit down and watch and see. Ain't nobody stepped down after a year. Less than a year. I'm just being personally honest. So the next thing I'm gonna talk about, knowing why they want us to attack us, because it's that spending power. Who are the people? Who are these certain people that are attacking us? The people who want. The people who want our voting power, our $1 trillion spending power. You got Democrats, you got liberals, you got the Boulets, you got the LGBTQIA community, you got the Divine Nine, you got the feminism group, you got the black gatekeepers. Now we're gonna go down each one that I said. Starting with feminism. Reason why feminism is going after us, because they've been going after us since the 50s and the 60s. They've been going after us ever since we can vote. They were the ones who was demonizing us, telling other people that we were gonna violate them and all this other stuff. They don't want us to get out of slavery or have any type of knowledge or education because of, the fear of, what they did to us is going back to them. I'm gonna say this, everyone, and I'm just gonna go off topic, just a dab.
To start a podcast with Riverside, all you need.
Give me a second. I'm gonna go off topic just for a little bit. Sometimes when you do something enough, you get the action that you really want. You get the reaction that you really want. This feminist group been against us since the 60s. Ever since we aligned, we had allies, supposedly allies, with the Democrats. We had these feminist groups telling our women, our black queens, our black women, that you can do this shit by yourself. Then going home with their man. Going home with their white man. They came and told our black women that, you don't need a man. You can do this all by yourself. The government is your man. They manipulated our community so fucking bad that black women still to this day kind of didn't recover for the ignorant shit that they've been saying about us. Now we took the writing votes back. We took our black women back. We put our black women on a high pedestal. Let me tell you something. Even if you don't got a black woman, you still put a black woman on the highest pedestal. America would not move without a black woman. I'm just being personally honest. There's no moving the needle. Yes, black men could do it, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't move as fast as it did. This is why black men had to be strong black women had to be strong because of the white supremacy. That white supremacy system fucked up a lot of shit. It even fucked up shit in the white community. Because that shit started trickling back to the white community. They started using these high mulatto motherfuckers and making them agents. Edgar Hoover. Edgar Hoover was a black man. He was a high yellow motherfucker. Everybody thought he was white. No. And this is a man who likes a little bit of Boochie Cat now and then. That feminism group, I have no remorse for. They even have an agenda with the Me Too movement. They use black trauma, they use white trauma for their own what? For their own what? Their own agenda. They use that shit for their own agenda. The next people I'm going to talk about is the LGBTQIA community. I know I have to be very careful, especially on YouTube, but we have to talk about it. Do I believe in gay rights? Absolutely. You should have gay rights. But do I believe in LGBTQIA rights? I don't think LGBTQIA represents the gay community. I have always thought that. I think this agenda comes through the Republican and the Democrat system. This is coming from the Democrat and Republican playbook. This is why I always tell people all the time, Republicans should not be mad about the LGBTQIA because it comes out of their agenda. It comes out of their playbook. What was the Republicans' playbook? Try to get all the resources that you can. What is the Democrats' playbook? Use people's trauma. Use people's trauma. I'm being personally honest. They are using people's trauma. We should have an issue with that. And I'm going to be personally honest. I have an issue with that. And this is why I say, yo, I support whatever a gay person do or transgender, whatever, whatnot do. But the LGBTQIA community, I can't support that. Because it doesn't represent gay people. It doesn't represent transgender people. It's the same thing like the feminist group. I think, yeah, you have the right to do what you want to do, but I don't think it represents gay people. I don't think it has Let me tell you something. I lived off of Blue Hill Ave probably 20 years, for like 20 years. When I lived off there, I seen transgenders, I seen gays, I seen everything. But most of those were prostitutes. The reason why I always supported whatever they did is because they fought for it. And when I mean fought, if it got physical, they go put their pumps on. They put them broccoli pumps on you and be ready to fight. When it came to gunplay, They got guns too. They always knew how to protect themselves. They always knew how to, get busy when it's time to get busy. That's why a lot of people in our era, we respect them. Hey, yo, what's up? What's cool? Oh, everything's good. Yeah, and keep it pushing. The old school community, yo, keep the motherfuckers away from me. The motherfuckers is ready to fight. Because that's out of their element. I'm 40, and I'm telling you, we don't care. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But all this extra, policies that you're getting and just leaving black people on the back burner or using our trauma. Let me tell you something. Without black trauma, there will not be no LGBTQIA in America. I'm being personally honest. This LGBTQIA community came out of Black Lives Matter. It came out of Black Lives Matter. It was supposed to support black Americans. Then it went to Black Trans Matter. We forgot about this man who got killed dead in the street like a fucking dog, and we started talking about Black Trans Matter. Why they couldn't wait until his family mourned and we took care of this? You would have had a better audience, and I'm gonna be personally honest. The LGBTQIA would have had a better audience, a genuine audience, if they would have waited and just supported Black lives. But they manipulated and turned it into Black Trans Matter, and it just turned into a trans matter community. And they forgot all about black Americans. Now when the real Jesus looking at it, they're like, yo, we don't support Black Lives Matter. And they're like, oh, why not? When they were out there fighting for Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, even George Floyd. They used their trauma. They used that community's trauma. They used the black community's trauma, foundational black Americans' trauma, to get LGBTQIA rights. And I'm gonna say that. I have to say that. I cannot lie. How the fuck they got rights in Black America? Was it this Black Lives Matter stuff started first? Let me tell you something. I even got attacked by somebody from the LGBTQIA community when I first seen that Black Lives Matter. My boss told me to take that fucking pin off. This white man had the audacity to tell me to take that pin off. And this is when I was working at Whole Foods. I was so happy. I was the happiest person until I worked there. Then I was like, yo, I know there's evil in this world. I knew there was evil, but I know there's evil in a smile. In a person who's weak. In a person that don't care about anybody except their self. I have seen it. I was the first person to support Black Lives Matter. And they told me, take that fucking pin off. Then I started doing research. Yo, what? You know? And let me tell you so bad. A white woman gave me that Black Lives Matter pin. A lady who really cared for black people. And I'm not caping for her, but at the end of the day, I gotta be honest. The next person we got to talk about is liberals. I call them tree huggers. The liberals, they're a little bit more different than the Democrats. Liberals are left wing. They try to disrupt. They try to manipulate. They try to, stop people from doing what they're supposed to do. Have they done that in the black community? Absolutely. They have been doing it ever since we had them as an ally. They were the ones passing all these laws off, to put us in jail. The 3-strike rules. This is why I don't give these people passes. I don't give none of them passes. I don't give them none of them passes. And why should I give them passes? Give them a pass because they say that, oh, yo, we on the same side. You want me to tell you who? I'm going to tell you who the liberals remind me of. Have y'all ever seen, what's that movie with Michael B. Jordan? Give me a second. Sinners. If you ever seen Sinners, the vampires remind me of the liberals. We're gonna start this new world. Everybody's equal. This is what they all say to us. We all the same. I don't believe in color. Then they steal all our culture. Oh yeah, we're woke. We're all woke. Who's the first person you ever heard say fucking woke? They're there to steal everything from us. Just like the Republicans. At least the Republicans can say that they don't like us. At least they can say that, yo, fuck them niggers. The monkeys. And we can accept that. You know why we can accept that? Because they ain't worth shit anyways. Them niggas ain't worth shit. Them white supremacists, they're still having white fatigue over fucking them being fucking Aryans and warriors and Vikings and all this shit. Why the fuck would I want to listen to a loser like that? Them niggas is losers. Give me a second, everyone. Yeah, all the motherfuckers is losers. Don't believe nothing them niggas say. Oh, we all the same. Now they trying to say, oh yeah, if we work together, all this other stupid shit. Nah, nigga, we don't need to work together. I don't work with the devil. Give me a second, everyone. Woo, excuse me, everyone. Yeah, man, you gotta be like that. I don't work with the devil. This is what everybody has to understand. Ooh, excuse me. Everybody has to understand. Everybody wants something from us. I've been telling my auntie. I've been warning my auntie. I was like, everybody wants something from you. These people just do it politically. Don't be fooled. Yeah, you right, nephew. Yeah, you right, nephew. Hold on one second. You're just facts. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm just sharing my videos and stuff. I'm sharing this podcast with y'all. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna answer you on that. All right. Yeah, so we have to be careful out here, everyone. We have to. We can't. We don't. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I'm gonna be personally honest. I don't think we have. I don't think we have chances like other people to fuck up in life. I'm being personally honest. We don't have chances to be fucking up in life. You might think so, but you don't. Everybody else has those chances. We don't. This is why you gotta understand this. I understand why I get attacked on my shows. I understand why people try to disrespect me and think everything is sweet. Like, I understand. Am I mad? Should I be mad? Yeah, I should be mad. But I'm not. You know why I'm not going to be mad? Because I got things to do. I can fix this. If you notice, everybody put all this negativity on us. They put this negativity on us, saying that we're the problem. We're doing all this crime. This is why I told people 2030. This is all I say, 2030. What's that? The new census is going to be coming out. We're going to be seeing who's going to be doing all this crime. If you lie and say you're Black American and African American or African American, yo, you can go to jail. You can go to jail. So y'all better be cautious when you do shit like that. I'm being personally honest. Y'all might think this is a joke. Y'all might be thinking people are playing with y'all. You can play in jail. You could be a clown in jail. Niggas ain't playing with y'all out here no more. Being honest. Give me a second, everyone. We can't be playing out here with people anymore. We got Roland Martin attacking us. We got a lot of things that's going on here now. We got a lot that's going on. We got a lot of people looking at what we're doing right now. I'm gonna be. I gotta. And the thing about it, I have to be honest about this. I have to be, you know, that person. Give me a second, everyone. Like, I have to be honest about this, you know? So it's just, I'm going to say this to people too. Do you think Roland Martin is genuine to the black community, or do you think he has a different agenda? You got to always ask, who does this man answers to? Everybody also too, like and subscribe and comment as well. And also, can you share the channel and the show? It will actually help with the algorithm as well. And if you want to send in a donation to the channel, it's on the live screen right now, or you can go through the live chat or the description. Thank you, everyone. Give me a second. Oh, okay. But yeah, we have to be honest about this stuff. We have to be honest about this stuff. We gotta be honest of what's going on. These liberals just came out of the woodwork talking about they want to help us. They're fighting for us. Then within a month, things change. Things change. This is why I always advise you to read this book right here. I'm going to start this book soon. I'm going to start this book in probably in the mid-September. You know, give the brain a rest, focus on wrestling back again. What else? Just the whole 9 yards. Like, you gotta understand too, and I'm gonna say this. Those three things that I named, the liberals, the LGBTQIA, and the feminism, I think they all move as a unit. I must say that. I think they all move as a unit. They all help each other. They all have the same agenda. You know? Or similar agenda. You know? The next person I'm going to talk about is the Boulets. Boulets, and I'm going to say the Divine Nine as well. There is a difference. The Divine Nine is a sorority fraternity subgroup. From Alpha, what was that? No, Pi Phi Sigma. I think that's what it is. That was the first fraternity in 1909. Was Pi Phi Sigma or Phi Pi Sigma. But we have to understand this. These was the great blacks in colleges. They couldn't be in the white fraternities, so they created their own fraternities. But what they did was they started a big agenda for the fraternities and the Freemasons. Like I said, the Freemasons as well too. They only had white members. They had the white members. But there's a but. The but is I'm gonna start with the Boulets and the Divine Nines. They answer to the black gatekeepers. They answer to the black gatekeepers. From media, from politics, from the streetwise, from entertainment. Well, entertainment is kind of like media. These are the elites. You can't do anything without them. In this, hold on, everyone. You can't do anything without them. Without them disrupted. These black gatekeepers want us. And I'm talking about specifically these people who are doing stuff like this. I'm no, like Tariq said, I'm no leader. I just hit you with entertainment, and also I hit you with something I know, something we can talk about, something to keep our eyes on. Like, yo, this is what's going on. We don't have these type of newspapers no more where we can, yo, here, this is what's happening in the hood. We don't have those no more. So we have to have these media outlets. We have to have the FBAs. We have to have foundational Black Americans doing stuff like this. We need people in the. Let me tell you something. Because I'm on the front line right now, doesn't mean I'm nobody's leader. Black Americans is probably the smartest people in the world. We created wonders. Everybody needs our knowledge. I'm just being personally honest. Everybody needs the knowledge of a Black Americans. This is why, I was looking up this shit. People are starting to say Black Americans are aliens from outer space. That's the craziest shit I ever heard in my life. But if you kind of look at it, we are stronger than most people. Like, even if we look at Africans and us, our genetics is different. Our strive is different. Our upbringing is different. Our philosophies are different. We believe in helping everybody. We believe in being spiritual creatures. But do I believe Black Americans are aliens? No, I don't believe that. I just believe our genetics make us different. I'm just gonna be personally honest. I think it makes us different. Excuse me, everyone. And I'm gonna say this, because I'm gonna do this for like probably 10, 15 more minutes. I think the Divine Nine and Boulay was genuinely trying to do something great for us. They were trying to do something great for us. But they sold us out. I'm going to be personally honest. The Divine Nine Boulay sold us out. I believe they sold us out. And I had an ex-girlfriend that was in the Divine Nine. She was a female engineer or some shit like that. I always thought she was beautiful. People was like, "Oh, she's not that cute." No, I think she's cute. You know. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna also say this. I think people have the great intentions, but I feel like when people hear what it offers, I think the intentions go out the window. I think it goes out the window. And the reason why I think it goes out the window because with certain coaches, they worry about self, you know? They worry about themselves. I should be mad about it, but I'm not. I can't be mad at stuff like that. And the reason why I can't be mad about that stuff because this is what they want. This is what they want. But now, the thing is that we have to figure out who is these Divine Nine Boulay people. These people are Democrats. These people are Republicans. These people are fucking radio hosts, fucking entertainers. Like, look at Roland. Roland will sell us down to. Roland Martin will sell us out for Popeye's chicken, my nigga. Maybe even Chick-fil-A. That Zest Monster is a fucking cancer. He has always been a cancer. He is just a CNN reject that got fired. He don't give a fuck about nobody but him and food. I'm being personally honest. He only cares about him and food. Let me ask y'all something. What is the great things we can say about Roland Martin? That he got 300, well, he got, what, $250,000 from fucking, what's his name, Kamala Harris? She's a part of the Boulets and the Divine Nines, too. Let me tell y'all something. When I went down that rabbit hole about the black gatekeepers and shit like that, I started figuring out the connections to that shit. You don't think Obama was a part of those boulets? They didn't pick him. You think Obama just became a president? No, they've been watching this motherfucker probably when he was in a track house doing coke. Hey, yo, get yourself a black American woman, have a black American kids, and all this shit about the Republicans calling Michelle Miss Robinson. I call her Miss Robinson, but I gotta respect her and call her Michelle Obama. Mrs. Obama, Michelle Obama, they used her. They used her for her status. Can Obama could have got somebody different? Absolutely, but it was best to get a dark-skinned woman. And let me tell you something. I'm glad Michelle is trashing Obama. Obama's a piece of shit, if you ask me. Obama always been a piece of shit. I have never trusted Obama. I always told people, oh, yo, you like Obama? Nah, Obama's is full of shit. I always told people that. I think Obama's full of shit. Ever since he was going for the McCain thing, I was like, yo, Obama's full of shit, man. He's full of shit. Oh, but he's giving us all hope. Are you going to vote? Nah, I'm not voting. Why not? Like I said, I think Obama's full of shit, and McCain's is a scumbag. John McCain's a scumbag. Niggas was looking at me crazy when I was saying that. Yo, we about to get a black president. You talking shit? That's foul. That's foul. Why you doing that? That's not even cool, Orochi. I'm just saying. There's something up with this nigga. Something up with this nigga. And what did he do? He didn't do shit for black people, but that's what I say. He did everything for the LGBTQIA community. That shit wasn't even out here like that yet. He was saying like, yo, how he started off was with gay marriage. You know? Then the thing about it, these churches is getting scrutinized because what's in the Bible. The stuff that these politicians go to. It's a business to them. It's not about the word. It has never been about the word with politicians. It has never. That's why I could see when people in Boston with these politicians, they're full of shit. When Tiana got caught doing all that shit stealing, I think she was really stealing. Culturally, that's a part of her MO. Her MO. Scamming and shit? Shit. She's Cape Verdean. Don't let, oh yeah, I'm the first black. Nah. Let me tell y'all something about Boston, all right? Some of these Cape Verdeans in Boston, they used to not say that they're black. They used to run around and talk about their Portuguese. A lot of them never said that they were black. There was some that said that they're black. But a lot of them, and this is why I always I kick Benzino's back in when he says that shit. Because these Cape Verdeans was not saying that. They were saying that they were Portuguese. Some you might, if you really want your mind blown, some of them used to say they're Portuguese Creole. They used to not say that they're Cape Verdean Creole. I'm just being personally honest with y'all. This is the shit that they were saying. They were talking crazy about black Americans. I'm gonna be personally honest. Let me tell you something. My mother used to go out with this Cape Verdean guy. This guy used to talk crazy about black people. And he used to hang around black people. I could shit on him right now, but that's one of my homeboys' his uncle. That's one of my homeboys' uncle. I could have been shitted on him. I stay away from him. Cause he did some foul shit. Him and my mother did some foul shit. I'm being personally honest. It's just shit will get crazy with me. This is why I said, nah, let me just stay away. Let me just stay away. That's why, in my family, I'm gonna tell y'all about my family a little bit. People always question the shit that I do. I don't know if because I sound like I'm crazy or it's just I'm just being another world. I don't know what it is, but shit gets crazy when it comes to me. I don't know why. Again, I don't know why it's like this. I don't know why there's a stigma when I talk. You know, like I'm gonna say this. I was talking to my pops yesterday. My pops said, "Yo," I was like, "Yeah, Dad. I would have said something, but y'all know how you know how people get when I say things." And he said, you know what? I like how you say, you know why? He said, why? Because you ain't gonna lie about it. You ain't gonna lie about how you feel. You're gonna tell the truth, and it won't have no type of emotion to it. Yo, there was a person in in my family that some shit was going on and stuff like that, and they said something about me, and all I said, you'll see. Had them talking about me for like 2, 3 months and all this shit. All right, cool. You see. Then this person did some foul shit, and it was like, oh yo, I don't know why that person did this. I was like, yo, but I warned y'all. I told y'all. Or how did you know? That person been like that for like 40 all their life, 40, 50 years, 60 years. That person has never changed. That person thinks that they're better than everybody. That's why I treat them like that. When they told me not to get my car, you know what I said? This ain't a dictatorship. This ain't a dictatorship. I do what I want to do. This is how you have to talk to people. Stop. Let me tell y'all something. Stop letting these people get away with a lot of shit. Y'all got to start saying stuff. Y'all got to start saying stuff. Now we got to get to the last person. The black gatekeepers. The black gatekeeper is the higher echelon. When you in there, when you on that like level, that top tier level, niggas really can't tell you anything. You're basically the plug. Like you, not even a plug. You're the connect. Cause I always tell people I think the plug and connect is always different. To me, it always has been different. The connect is a person who's serving everybody. The plug is the source. Where's this shit coming from? You're not just giving niggas 1 or 2 kilos. You giving niggas like 50, 60 kilos. Peace, what's going on? What's going on? How's everything, Ohio? But yeah, that's the source. The black gatekeepers is the source of everything. They're the source of everything. They're the source to the media. They're the source to the politics. They're the source to the entertainment game. But that's on the black side. What's going on? You know, that's the source of everything. This is what's going on. This is why we can't play with these people out here. You know? These black gatekeepers, all those names that I named right there, from feminisms to LGBTQIA to liberals to Democrats to the Boulets to the Divine Nines, they're all well connected to the black gatekeepers. You don't think there's 2 different type of sources of the LGBTQIA? Yes, there's 2 sources. There's the black LGBTQIA and there's the white supremacy LGBTQA. The reason why I said the black supremacists and the white supremacists, because they're against the black community. Only thing they want to do is benefit off of it. They want to benefit off of that. This is why when these liberals and Democrats were trying to talk to us, they were getting mad at us. They were trying to use, oh, yo, she's a female. You don't want to see a female president. It's not that I don't want to see a female president. I want to see a president who's going to represent me. This is where people get shit fucked up at. They think we're supposed to support them because they're fair skinned. That woman supports her husband's culture more than she supported black culture. That's telling you something. That's telling you something. That's telling them that they don't care about us. They just care about benefiting off of us, parasiting off of us. Put it this way. If we didn't fight for half the shit that we fought for, them motherfuckers will still be oppressed right now. Them motherfuckers will probably still be getting killed out here because we're not here fighting. They didn't have problems in the black communities. They had problems in these white supremacy communities. But what they did is they allied with them to go against us. Because it's not about preference. It was always about color. I'm just being personally honest. It has always been about color. You gotta understand too the power that we hold. Like I said, we hold $1 trillion spending power. We hold media power. We hold voting power. We hold influence, innovation, marketing power. Yo, we hold a lot of power. Don't ever think black Americans don't hold power. You just see that we got this Essence lady, we packed her the fuck out of here. She don't work for Essence no more. She's out of here. She's out of here because she tried to Africanize our culture. She ran up on stage talking about, oh yeah, We don't care who you are, you're still black, all this other shit. Y'all niggas wasn't calling yourself black 15, 20 years ago. Y'all was calling yourself y'all countries. Oh, I'm Nigerian American. I'm Jamaican American. I'm Nigerian. Was it Angolan American? Y'all was not calling yourself Black American. Not even in British. Not British. Jesus Christ. Not even in the UK. Y'all wasn't calling yourself that. All of a sudden, when we say okay, we agree with you, y'all niggas, no. It was funny when y'all was talking shit about us. Now when we're capping on you again, and our shit is harsh and our shit is really hitting, there's a problem. Y'all have a problem with us now. No, that's not right. You talking about I eat bush meat. I live in a mud hut. I live like Mansa Musa. Nah, nigga. You can't hold, the shit ain't holding up no more. That shit ain't holding up no more. Y'all gotta take the L. Y'all gotta take and roll with the punches. You know why? Because y'all started this bullshit. Y'all started this motherfucker. Give me a second. We would have never had to go through all of this with each other if it wasn't for immigrants. Immigrants who wanted to be white. I'm being personally honest. Y'all wanted to be white. This is what comes with it. You don't think we shit on them too? They get it bad. This is what comes with, like I said, this is what comes with the bullshit. Then all that spending power and helping y'all, that shit goes out the window. Y'all gotta ask those white folks now. You gotta be in those parties. Hold on 1 second. How did Give me 1 second, everyone. Now we got to talk about, and might be the last one. How did they lose this party? How did they lose all of this? The black gatekeeper lost because of disrespect, undermining us. They undermined us so bad where it was a problem. We're saying, like, you know what? We're not going to have these people disrespecting us. They're not just going to throw any black person at us and say that, they're fighting for us. They tried that shit with Obama, and we voted for him twice. The second time I've been told niggas to vote for McCain. McCain was a fuck up in Massachusetts. Yes, he was. He was a fuck up. That was the first Republican I ever voted for was McCain. And it was for governor. He fucked Massachusetts up. What was it? Mishandling money. That was another one. This is Democrats. He mishandling money. Undermining black Americans, putting immigrants first. They wasn't putting us first. What else? Not listening to us. That was a big number. That was a big thing too. Not listening to us. They should have been listening to us. You know? And when I said these Democrats, this is liberals, this is fucking the Divine Nine, Boulets, LGBTQIA. This goes all under Democrats. But now we got to get into the black gatekeepers. People like me that been noticing. These people who were controlling these areas. They were manipulating our projects, our our reparations. They were putting immigrants before us. Um, they were disrupting our organizations and also trying to rewrite history to make to have sympathy for white supremacy. The black gatekeepers was a part of that shit. They have always been a part of that. That's why, like I said, I always had a problem with the black gatekeepers. Black gatekeepers talking about our black women and stuff, giving out it was bad. From the Steve Harveys to the fucking was it the Kevin Harts to all those type of people, the Ricky Smileys to the Roland Martins. These are the loser reject fucking gatekeepers. Those were the rejects. This is why you have certain people like fucking Cat Williams and Tariq Nasheed that kick their back in. That's why some people don't take their foot off the gas, man. We have to keep the foot on the gas because they keep on still doing dumb shit. They still doing dumb shit. They just can't stop them doing dumb shit. Rolling my own would do damage control for keyboard. Simply targets boys in wheelchairs as long as the perks is like. I will have to agree with you there, St. Michael's, at least this time. And the reason why, because, like I said, he is a part of the Divine Nine and the Boulets. If you don't know what that is, those are part of the black gatekeepers like the Freemasons. Those are the black Freemasons. There's gatekeepers for everything, St. Michael's. Let's say like you come from you come from a poverty owned state. There's gonna be people that look at you and say, and in high school, and I'm gonna be personally honest. There's gonna be people that look at you in high school and say like, "Yo, this gonna be the next guy. All we gotta do is mold him. All we gotta do is like, yo, keep him away from these type of people, give him the knowledge, give him the resources that he needs, and yo, he's good." Not everybody get the same resources, St. Michael's. Some people get that special treatment. Obama got that special treatment. Because you got to look at it. Obama don't have loyalty to black America. Obama's not black, he's Kenyan. His mom is white. He's Kenyan. It's just a bootlicker. It's really not a compliment as you're making. No, I'm not saying this. Being a part of the gatekeeper and somebody picking you, that's not a compliment. I don't think you're getting what I'm saying. Being a part of the black gatekeeper and gatekeeping black America, it's supposed to be a compliment, but in this era, it's not good. Look at the black community. Look at black media. Look at the black town. Look at the black community. You think all these people, if they really wanted to make a black community dope, they could? Of course they can. It's not a no, he's not, but he's a part of the dirt. You gotta understand. He answers to somebody, St. Michael's. This is what you don't get. This is why this community, you know nothing about this community. Your community don't have to be manipulated like our community has to be manipulated. I'm just being personally honest. Your community will never be manipulated like a black community. We don't all get treated the same, St. Michael's. People say they don't see color, they just don't see the problem. They don't want to see the problem. I'm telling you. There's a reason for everything. You just have to pick it up. No. If you know what the Divine Nine is, Divine Nine was the first black fraternity. Those were the times when no, she's not. Are you high? Are you doing meth, man? Don't be doing meth and writing St. Michael's. You know how I feel about that. But let me explain the Divine Nine. The Divine Nine was the first black fraternity because they weren't like letting black people in fraternities. So they took the nine, was it 9 to 12 promising black Americans to start a fraternity, and they started in Pennsylvania, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. You don't know Tariq and she's wife. You don't know her either, man. What the fuck? Look at her. You don't believe me? I don't believe you. She's half white, yeah, but her father's a black American. Let me ask you a question. You like Lenny Kravitz? Lenny Kravitz's father is Jewish. He is. St. Michael's, no. That's stupid. Let me tell y'all something. The reason why you got white fatigue is because y'all fetishize off of Jewish people. Y'all gotta stop that. And the reason why it seems like y'all can't do anything without you can't do anything. You know? If y'all supposed to be these type of warriors and stuff, y'all can't just be blaming everybody. Oh yeah, it's the Jews. Like nigga, you sound crazy. You cannot believe me on all you want. It's true. It's not that. It's just at the end of the day, she's still black. She come from a black. Her father's black. I know his mother's white. She's a white woman. It's just like y'all fetishize off of fucking Jewish people, man. This is why y'all be getting copy strikes and be getting alienated and ostracized because y'all be doing weird shit like that. And the thing about it, yeah, I'm not saying they're not weird. I'm just saying that, like, it's weird that y'all do this. This is why I say, y'all are agents. Let me tell y'all something. Let me ask you a question. St. Michael, if it's a big problem, why aren't y'all doing anything about it? Why are y'all waiting for black people to help y'all? Black people are not going to help you. Black American. Don't say African American. That's insulting and it's a derogatory term kind of to us. Because you're like denigrating our culture. St. Michael's, that's your last of the worries, man. I'm gonna be personally honest. You shouldn't be worried about Jewish people. You should be worrying about getting money, and of course they don't. But you gotta understand, like, and this is what I tell you. St. Michael's, Tariq Nasheed is a multimillionaire. He don't need to do this. He doesn't need to do this. He could live off of what he has now. You know? But she's black. She's a black American, St. Michael. St. Michael, that shit doesn't make sense, man. It's just like, take the aluminum foil off your head. Niggas ain't reading your brain. You gotta understand, in black culture, if you have one black parent, technically, I believe in the Hebrew way, where you are what your father is. Not the Judaism, but the Hebrew way. The Hebrew way is different. You are what your father is. This is why I always tell people all the time, like, let me tell you something, St. Michael's. Since you worry about Jewish people so much, Adolf Hitler was Jewish. You know that, right? His mother was an Austrian Jew. You didn't hear what I said. Adolf Hitler's mother was an Austrian Jew. You can believe what you want. That doesn't mean it's true. Yo, 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 you know nothing about that. Yo, in Jewish culture, I used to be Hebrew. I'm telling you, I'm Hebrew. I'm telling you, not Jewish. I'm Hebrew. Jewish culture, you are what your mother is. So if your mother is Jewish, you're Jewish. I'm telling you. But in Hebrew culture, you are what your father is. That's in Hebrew culture. Yeah. Why does the sun's 85 IQ guys all I'm telling you, yo, I'm telling you the culture. I'm telling you Judaism culture. Just look at him as a Nick Fuentes. So Adolf Hitler was not German. He wasn't German. I'm letting you know he was an Austrian Jew. Like, what is wrong? Yo, let me tell y'all something. What is wrong with this man being Jewish? Well, let me tell you who else was Jewish. Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the the spokesperson of the Nation of Islam. His father was Jewish. There's nothing wrong with it. He's still black because he comes from a Caribbean background. Like the thing about it, y'all the only ones who have problem with Jewish people. I just showed you that your own leader was Jewish, and you got mad and you started talking about genetics. Yeah, Adolf Hitler was Jewish. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with him being Jewish. What is wrong with him being Jewish? He hated his own kind. The fuck? Charleston White hates his own kind. Jesse Lee Peterson hates his own kind. It's just like, yeah, I'm Jewish. I'm not Jewish, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm Hebrew. Why you think I eat the way I eat? I tell y'all how I eat all the time. I don't eat shrimp. I don't eat bottom feeders. I don't eat pork. I don't eat a lot of stuff. I probably eat lobster probably 4 times a year, if that. You know. But you gotta understand too, St. Michael's. Yo, we're starting our own businesses now. Yeah, Black America. I don't think you've been noticing. I think because the thing about it, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna pimp you to some game because I know you're not pimped. You're not hipped enough about what I'm saying. But Black Americans, we've been getting underground. We've been getting shit prepared. We're about to start buying a whole bunch of shit. I don't know if you don't see it. I don't know. And the thing about it, they're not gonna know who to attack because at the end of the day, they've been manipulating when people buy stuff. The white supremacy has been manipulating everything that we've been buying. This man, bro, are you serious? Those motherfuckers was Christian. Now you trying to say the white supremacists were Jewish. You trying to say the slave masters were Jewish. This is what you're trying to say. Why? Let me tell you something. Why can't y'all white people take accountability for the shit that y'all have done and all the atrocities that y'all committed? I'm being personally honest. This is sad. Like, yo, you really do got white fatigue. Everybody, I'm showing y'all this is what white fatigue is. They got so obsessed with Jewish people that they don't even want to take accountability of slavery. This is sad, man. St. Michael's, I would have you talk. I would put you on the piano, but this is sad, man. I can't put you on the piano like this, man. You know, just out of the respect for you and my and people, I would not put you on this show, man. No, I can't. Like St. Michael's, you don't even know how to act, man. You act like a savage, man. This is savagery at its best. Like I can't do that, man. I won't do you like that. Um, but I'm gonna say this before we start going to videos and salute St. Michael's because I know you on break right now. You on break, right? Go look it up. I'll look it up later, man. And Jesus Christ, this is so sad. I know you on break. Let's. I'm keeping it real, man. Like, yo, you have no accountability, man. You know, this is why black people don't trust white people. Y'all liars. You lie about everything. Y'all lie about everything. You lie about building this country together. Oh shit. You get more subs from it. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that, and I'm not gonna lie to myself. And also St. Michael's, I'm gonna say this. I don't do shit for subs, man. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. I can't lie. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh yeah, Tariq Nasheed's wife is Jewish. Then when I say, oh yeah, Adolf Hitler's mother was an Austrian Jew. Oh no, it's about genetics. We're not doing that. No. Mm-mm. But thank you for the offer. I will watch your show. I will subscribe to your show. All right, I will subscribe to your show, but I'm not doing that. That shit is crazy. That is nasty work that you just did, St. Michael's. You trying to say, this is what you're saying, Mike St. Michael's. White America is civil. They have always been civil. Let alone not slavery, let alone not cannibalism that they did since the 1970s, let alone not hanging black people from trees, let alone not burning black American people, let alone using black babies as alligator bait. These people are civil. This is what you're saying. You know? No, it's cool that you can type. It's just, I'm just saying, yo, St. Michael, that's nasty work, player. You know, white America has committed. I'm not even gonna call y'all white Americans. I'm gonna call y'all Europeans. Cause the only purest Americans is black Americans, and maybe natives. The red natives, even though they're Slavic people. Interracial violence, crimes, and West Street. If you say so. Black Americans accept everybody. It's your culture that doesn't accept everybody. Europeans don't accept everybody. Or Europeans Americans. Y'all don't accept everybody. That's why y'all have redlining. That's why y'all burn fucking crosses on people's plantations, and I'm being personally honest. This is why y'all hung people. This is why you killed people. You cut off people's nuts. You know, you sexually violated men. Like you can't talk about interracial, violence, and y'all were the people committing the violence. I'm just being personally honest, St. Michael's. You can't say that, man. This is why I tell you you're very disingenuous. But thank you for the thing about it, St. Michael's. I would want you on my show, and just to hear you talk and just babble on. I won't say anything, but it's just you talk crazy, man. Everything is the Jews. It's the Jews. The Jews is taking our properties. Nigga, won't y'all just do what the Jews do? Y'all do got $1 million worth of whiteness. Like, It's not like you can't do the same thing that they are doing. You know? Like this is why I say it sounds crazy when y'all talk. Both of y'all races got the $1 million worth of whiteness. The only person who is ever using their $1 million worth of whiteness to the core is Jewish people. Y'all don't know how to use Jewish people and the LGBTQIA. They're the only ones who knows how to use their $1 million worth of whiteness. Y'all other white people don't know how to use it. I'm just being personally honest. Oh yeah, and white women, all they gotta do is cry. White women, tears coming down, boogies coming out their fucking nose and shit, man. Yeah, man, that's why I stay away from white women. They'll get you in trouble, man. Like, I fuck a white girl, but I barely want to do that. Like I said, there's only a few white girls let me tell you something. And I'm going to be honest with you, St. Michael's. There's only quite a few white girls I will ever go out with. And there's this one white girl I used to talk to. Her name was Susie. She was like super white. She has the white name and stuff. She looked normal. Glasses and everything. She was a nurse practitioner. And she went to Framingham State, Susie. That's the only white girl I probably would date, and this other white girl. But those are the only two. Other than that, I don't date white women. I stay away from y'all. Y'all racist, y'all. I wouldn't say y'all racist. Y'all don't know how to act around black people. When y'all get mad, y'all gonna say any and everything to us black people. So I won't go to jail because my cousin just shot his wife. I don't fuck with white women. Asian women are disrespectful too. I'm gonna be personally honest. My baby mother's Asian. Those motherfuckers is disrespectful. All I say is like, nigga, you just seen what just happened to my cousin's wife. Keep on playing. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. For fucking St. Michael. Yo, that's that black fatigue, nigga. That's that black fatigue. Yo, Rochelin got black fatigue. You didn't see what he just said to his baby mother? Nah, I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, let's start some shows off, some videos off. I got some good ones. I'm debating which one I should do. Cause I got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're gonna start off with the light ones. This one's like 12 minutes.
The National Committee is struggling to raise money, and that's according to a new bombshell report in Politico. And it also turns out that the Democratic establishment is.
Oh, but one thing I do like about white people, and I love white people, because, Tariq Nasheed put me onto it. White people make great fucking Rice Krispie treats. That shit is true. Oh, yeah. They make great Rice Krispie treats. Like, I wouldn't eat their food. I'm going to be personally honest. I don't eat white people's food, but I will eat their Rice Krispie treats. Yes, I will. All jokes aside.
Is still.
Unless you're Gordon Ramsay.
Paying off expenses from Kamala Harris's failed presidential run. So this story is amazing. I highly recommend you read it. Again, it's in Politico, but here's what they're reporting. By the end of June, the Republican National Committee had $80 million on hand, compared to just $15 million for the Democratic National Committee. Now, we should note that other parts of the Democratic establishment or apparatus aren't having the exact same problems. So, for instance, Democrats and Republicans have about the same amount of cash in their House and Senate campaign arms, which is important because we're getting closer to the midterm election, and that's what matters the most. So what's going on with the DNC specifically? Well, according to Politico, major Democratic donors have withheld money this year amid skepticism about the party's direction, while the small dollar donors, who have long been a source of strength, are not growing nearly enough to make up the gap. And look, when it comes to the major Democratic donors, or any donor who's like, I don't know, what do the Democrats even stand for? I agree. What do they stand for? What is their identity? What is the Democratic Party fighting for? What are their values? I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Yo, this is crazy because you know what? I'm gonna say this: certain white liberals, they're turning on the Democrat Party. Let me tell you what I really think it is. The Democrat Party don't have an identity anymore. People is figuring out that Democrats don't have an identity. You know, and you know what? I'm gonna do something even great. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna just do this out of the kindness of my heart. I'm gonna get in touch with Ayanna Presley. I know I haven't had the greatest words for Ayanna Presley, but I gotta personally ask her. I'm gonna ask Ayanna. I'm like, yo, what is the identity of the? I'm gonna ask her, what is the identity of the Democrats?
I was getting married, going from surgery to implants,
Oh,
and
shit.
thank goodness with Nuvia.
She had a meth mouth. You seen that? She had a crystal meth mouth. God damn.
You know,
Yo!
Governor Bashir recently accompanied Hakeem Jeffries at a fundraiser.
Oh, shit. Yo. Oh, shit. Yo, that shit. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. Yo, that shit caught me off guard.
Axios wrote about it, and the one line that apparently got a big round of applause from the donors was something about how he vetoed an anti-trans bill in his state. And what I'm worried about is that we're just going to get the same tactics, the same type of campaigning that's already failed from the Democrats. Okay, people are struggling in this country. If the plan is to jump into culture wars again and just swim in the waters of culture wars and think that's going to carry you through, it's not going to work. You need to address the actual problems Americans are facing in this country.
Yeah, so lots to say here. First, on that note about the trans line. Look, what we're counseling is to avoid the culture wars, not to switch sides. Not to say like, oh, that's okay, we hate trans people, but a little less than the Republicans
That's
do.
not what Bashir was doing. Bashir was giving himself credit for vetoing an anti-trans bill, which, by the way, I commend him for. But to me, that was a signal that he's going to engage in this.
Hey, yo, St. Michael's, if you're still on, are they Democrats or Republican? Is this a Democrats or Republican media base? You know more about this multiverse than I do. So if you got a chance, email me. Yo, St. Michael's, email me, man. You can email me. Like I said, you can email me. I have no problem. You email me. We could, spit game at each other and stuff like that. But yeah, man. Are they? Does anybody? I'm sorry. Does anybody know? Is this a Democrat or a Republican policy based? Democrat shield. Hey, thanks FBA convo. Sorry. Yo, I didn't know what this was. Yeah, they're turning on the Democrats. You didn't hear what they just said? Yeah.
Same stuff.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, if he's protecting people, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Okay, so sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying there. But at the same time, I still say avoid the culture wars, because if that's your main thing that you're going to get run on, we're going to run into a brick wall. Like, that's not winning ground. And I mean, I don't know what that bill was, so maybe if it was about bathrooms or military, whatever it is, maybe it is winning ground, right? Because it depends on the particular issue. But much more importantly, what is your vision for America?
For America.
Look, protect everyone, including trans people, Muslims, black folks, everyone, okay? But yes, that's table stakes, guys. Wanting equality and justice is table stakes. What do you want beyond that?
Right.
What is your economic vision? What is your vision to improve the lives of American citizens? And the reality is that the Democrats are stuck in purgatory. And so they can't raise money from the big donors, because the big donors say, well, I didn't get my return on investment. I gave you a whole bunch of money and you guys ran terrible campaigns and kept getting clowned by a guy with an IQ of 70. So what am I wasting my money for? I get it, right? I'll come back to the...
What's up with this IQ stuff, man? This IQ, let me tell you something. You can have an IQ of 12 and you can still be smarter than everybody. So when y'all start talking about IQ, y'all look like pseudo intellectuals. So yeah, that's why when y'all talk about IQ and stuff to me, oh, you got an IQ of 60. Nigga, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I don't even give a fuck about IQ. I just care about your point of view. That's it. Like, I don't get people when they do shit like that, you know? And like I said, it always has been weird to me, but if that's what y'all like to do and it makes y'all feel smart and it makes you feel like Albert Einstein, by all means keep on doing that, but you can't get mad at me when I kick your back and when you do it. So that's all I'm going to say.
Donors, because that one's way more nuanced. Okay. There's plenty of nuance, plenty of non-nuance. Anyway, then when you come to the grassroots says, well, you're not representing me at all. Why would I give you money?
Exactly.
Right? So now the big donors aren't giving you money and the small donors aren't giving you money. And that's why you have almost no money left. So that's not complicated to figure out. So what is the correct answer? Pick a side. Okay? So
how many sales calls could you book if you sent 50,000 cold emails per month? My man Alex booked 200 calls in a single month for his cold call agency. My man Anthony booked 100.
I say pick the side of the voters. Now that comes with real costs and consequences. So you have to do things like no more corporate PAC money. Doesn't mean you don't take any donor money. It could still be big donors, but no corporate PAC money because that is by definition corrupting. That is, and no money from people representing foreign governments, because both those things, foreign governments and corporations say, I am not representing the voters. I am representing these corporations and these governments, okay? Then you won't get grassroots money because we know you're sellouts and you're never going to represent us. So now there's a part of the story where, one of the donors said his advice for Ken Martin, who's leading the DNC. I want to answer that in a minute, but let's give you that
Okay,
first.
but I also want to, there's a note of caution, Cenk, because if they decide to go with their corporate donors, the big money donors, you have to play by the big money donors' rules.
Yes.
And the voters are represented by the small dollar donors. So the biggest problem for Kamala Harris in the presidential election wasn't that she couldn't raise enough money. She raised a record amount of money. She spent, it was $20 billion on that election, right?
First, there was a giant amount of money. They haven't fully tallied it yet, but that wasn't all her. She spent, I think, a couple of $1 billion.
Oh, it was $2 billion. My bad.
Right, but overall, the entire campaign, the accounting's not fully done. But the last campaign that wasn't even presidential, they spent $17 billion in the whole cycle.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So in her case, she spent, I think, if I remember right, about $2 billion.
$2 billion for her. So, listen, you can raise all the money in the world, but if you are basically forced to serve the interests of the rich and powerful, well, your campaign is not going to appeal to Democratic voters. So this whole obsession with raising money, I get it. I get that you're going to need money to run ads and all of that. But what's more important is to not be, essentially hindered by all of these demands by the donors who don't represent the interests of the voters. This is a unique problem to the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party and the Democratic voters want something different in terms of economic policy from what the Republican voters want. But I just feel like the Democratic Party just doesn't realize this. And by the way, even with all the money that Kamala Harris raised, she left with a massive debt that the DNC has been paying back. So let's get to that. The party has quickly churned through the money it has raised in the first half of this year, including spending more than $15 million this year to pay off lingering expenses from Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. Total disaster. Now, an anonymous Democratic donor, donor and advisor, told Politico that donors see the DNC as rudderless, off-message, and leaderless. Those are the buzzwords I keep hearing over and over again. If DNC chair Ken Martin really wanted to impress donors, he'd go do 20 or 30 salon events with donors and let them yell at him. If you take that on the chin, make some changes, then I think we could see some movement. but he's not going to do that. So that's the point that, or that's the advice one anonymous advisor gave to the Democratic Party and to Politico. So what do you think, Cenk? Do you think that's all it would take? Like just have Ken Martin take a little bit of abuse from the big money donors and then it'll be fine?
Yeah. So that's the exact opposite of what he should do. And
oh, no, you good, you can rewatch it. Yeah, he is. He's a white guy though. That's the difference. The St. Michael guy, yeah, he's a white guy. Like I was telling him, he always blamed the Jews. I was like, well, you know, Adolf Hitler's mother was an Austrian Jew. And he was like, whoa, we talking about genetics. Then he was like, Tariq Nasheed's wife is Jewish, half Jewish. I was like, how do you know that? Oh, look it up. She's a white woman. Oh, no, she's Jewish. I was like, okay. And I said the same thing about Lenny Kravitz, and I told him that Hitler was a Jewish. Since that's that guy's hero, yeah, he didn't like that shit. Yeah, that shit went left. Oh, yeah.
let me explain. So there are different types of donors. That's why I said earlier it's a little bit nuanced.
But yeah, it's the type of shit I gotta deal with. But like I said, I like it. I don't mind it. But we're gonna watch this, and the thing about it, the reason why we're gonna watch this video is that the boulets, the gatekeepers, the black gatekeepers, the Democrats, the liberals has been warned 3 years ago. They have been warned about, yeah, it's the Jews. Yeah, that's all they say. It's the Jews. This motherfucker said it was the Jewish people that had slaves in America. I'm like, nigga. Is this white fatigue? Like, I'm telling you, this is white fatigue at its best. Instead of blaming the people who is brutalizing and pillaging people, he wants to blame the Jews. The Jews did fund the slave trade. Yes, I could agree with that. They funded the boats and stuff like that, but there was only 4%. You know? I would blame them for, Brazil. Brazil brought what? 4 million over? Yeah, it was crazy. But this is the type of bullshit we go through. Now we're gonna watch this. That they have been warned. They've been warned 3 years ago.
Tonight, it is no secret many black Americans are disgruntled with the Democratic Party. They feel like they're taken for granted, and time again, voting as the most united bloc African Americans are. But at the end, the demands of black people remain unfulfilled by the Democratic leadership. In a recent Newsweek opinion article, contributor Pamela Denise Long declares it is time for black America to break up with the Democratic Party. She goes on to say, if they want our votes, let them earn them. And Pamela Denise Long joins me now. She's a diversity, equity, inclusion, and anti-racism trainer. She's also a brilliant writer, clearly. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. You call black Americans voting for the Democratic Party an arranged marriage. Now you're calling for a divorce. Tell me why.
Yeah, so it's an arranged marriage because, as I clarified in the article, black Americans back in the day when Republicans and Democrats kind of switched their platforms didn't really have a choice if they were going to stay engaged with American politics. And at that time in the 60s, obviously it was very critical that they do. And it's very critical now that black Americans stay engaged with the political process as well. Democrats have not delivered, even though they've had the House, both houses, as well as the White House. They haven't delivered specifically for black Americans, and also quite specifically for descendants of slavery who make up the vast majority of the black American population.
He was in a call, but didn't get selected to speak. Oh, Mark Lamont Hill was there? I'm 50-50 with him. I'm 50-50 with Mark Lamont Hill. Like, yeah, he is smart, but I don't think he's fully on on the black train for black people. If you want to be personally honest, that's the only issue I have with Mark Lamont Hill. He'll fight for the Mark Lamont Hill, and this is what I see with a lot of Democrats. They will fight for everybody tooth and nail and shit like that, and try to get shit solved. But, yes, there's a but. But when it comes to black Americans, like, they kind of forget about us. Like, they'll fight for us for a little bit, but then they'll forget about us. And this is why I always tell people all the time that I don't think black Americans need allies. You know, because I feel like a lot of people half-ass everything that when it comes to us. They think they could do the bare minimum. And I'm going to be personally honest. I think that's like that with a lot of cultures. When it comes to black America, they can do the bare minimum. Like even with our food. They'll give us MSG in our food knowing that shit is unhealthy. But people are buying and they don't give a fuck. They're not going to give us the good quality food. Like have y'all ever seen how Asians eat? They don't eat that shit that they have. My baby mother's Asian. They be eating vegetables and stuff with the rice and stuff, and they have everything with white rice. I'll tell them to slow down on the rice, but you know, that's their life. Yeah, but they eat a lot of pork too. Like I said, I don't really eat off a lot of people, so yeah, I don't really eat that much Asian food. So yeah, it's very hard. Yeah, I don't eat off everybody's. Oh, who made that? Oh, you know, I'm good. Yeah. But yeah, I'm like 50-50 with Mark Lamont Hill. Or probably 80-20. I'm more 80%. You know, step back from him. Okay, that's not my keys. But yeah, it's just Mark Lamont Hill. He fights for everybody. You see how hard he went down for Palestinians and stuff like that, and he made it well known. But when it comes to black Americans, you could see that he don't make it well known that, you know, what black Americans is going through, you know? Like he'll talk about it on his show a little bit, but like topic wise. But when we talk about Palestinians, we gotta have like 3 or 4 hours about Palestine, you know?
You say that while progressives accuse the right of not talking about anti-black racism, when the left does talk about anti-black racism, they do so to use our pain, not for our benefit. That's a quote from you. It sounds like you're criticizing the kind of performative gestures toward racial justice that we often see from the left. Can you say more about that?
Yeah, so, you know, it's both performative in terms of the wordsmithing that happens, as well as in terms of how we haven't disaggregated the data on the impact of the policies that are being implemented at the level that is not to pass or minimize the impact the impact and responsibility that state as well as regional and local governments have. What I mean by that is I need to see specific implementation plans that show that these diversity policies are actually transforming the lives and economic stability of Black American communities, Black American homes, and Black American families and workers. So this idea of it being performative as well as it not being precise in who it is intended to impact and how. It is, I think, a dereliction of duty if we levy the responsibility of looking at impact on foundations and not-for-profit organizations. Our government, who created many of the problems, right, that are affecting multi-generational Black Americans, need to be responsible for looking at and developing those metrics, ensuring that that impact is positive.
I can't swear at him, Ed. Probably not. This is sick. That was 2 clicks.
Oh!
Yes, come on.
Chris, turn that co-producer on.
As soon as you put something in, it's a limitless amount of potential ideas.
The fact that I don't have to go to another place and look for a sample, it helps my flow so much.
You have it listen, you type it in, and then you go digging.
I mean, that's just kind of fire.
Ooh. This is pretty cool. And it's as simple as dragging and dropping.
Yeah. The fact that you have unlimited credits is...
I understand and even agree with the critique of the Democratic Party's relationship to black people. It's exploitative, they take us for granted. And at the analytic level, we are a captured electorate. That is to say, they know they got us. If we voting for them. I get that. But we have a few practical options. That's what people will push back and say, right? That the realpolitik is that we either don't vote, we vote for an alternative party, or we vote for Republicans. And that voting for an alternative party doesn't give us the power to defeat Republicans in full. I understand.
Hold on, let me see the last thing he said.
Actually transforming the lives and economic stability of Black American communities, Black American homes, and Black American families and workers. So this idea of it being performative, as well as it not being precise in who it is intended to impact and how. It is, I think, a dereliction of duty.
That's the part that I don't like too. Like, I'm glad she said that, where they make our anger sound like, yo, this is just theatrics, and like, yo, we're just doing this because, you know, this is what we do. You know, we exaggerate, you know? So that's the disrespect that I was talking about and the undermining that she's about to explain.
If we levy the responsibility of looking at impact on foundations and not-for-profit organizations, our government, who created many of the problems, right, that are affecting multi-generational Black Americans, need to be responsible for looking at and developing those metrics, ensuring that that impact is positive.
I understand and even agree with the critique of the Democratic Party's relationship to black people. It's exploitative, they take us for granted. And at the analytic level, we are a captured electorate. That is to say, they know they got us. If we voting for them. I get that. But we have a few practical options. That's what people will push back and say, right? That the realpolitik is that we either don't vote, we vote for an alternative party, or we vote for Republicans. And that voting for an alternative party doesn't give us the power to defeat Republicans in major elections, maybe in a local election, a mayoralty, probably the best case scenario. And that if we vote Republican, or at least hold out the possibility that we'll vote Republican, that we may get more from the Democratic Party, but we're kind of cutting our nose to spite our face because Republicans don't serve our interests in any way. So how, as a practical matter, can we leverage our votes in different ways when the options, the alternatives are so bad?
Yeah, those are very, very valid points, and I often hear that critique. I think one of the things that we as a people, and I mean that by the American people, one of the things that we've done is we've let the polls determine the narrative. We have let the polar ends, the extremes of both parties, determine our direction, right? They've been the gatekeepers. The bulk of the American public is in the middle. The bulk of the American public doesn't want ideology. What they actually want is solutions. They actually want the same things Black Americans want, which is for people, families, and communities to be resourced. So that's first, is we, the majority, truly the majority of the American people, have to set the narrative. We, as Black Americans, as well as white American, Asian Americans, Latino Americans, all voting Americans, really need to say that it is no longer acceptable that you can determine your party orientation and decide based on that alone which segments of the American population you're going to choose to neglect. The challenge, the new paradigm is we're all going to eat. And if you're a Republican or if you're a Democrat, how are you going to ensure specific redress to specific folks, Black Americans being the ones that we're talking about tonight, to ensure that we can all thrive? That has not been the narrative. I know that is similar to what Democrats have talked about, but we aren't seeing that translated into Black communities, are we? So even they aren't there yet.
Mm-hmm. So how do we convince Black voters to do this? I mean, I'm just thinking about, again, a practical context.
See, this is the one thing that, like, I have an issue with Mark Lamont. The issue is, like, we're telling you what the problem is. He wants a solution, and our solution is like, yo, we're going to sit out and let these motherfuckers handle this shit ourselves. I mean, themselves. You know? We're going to hear the outrage and stuff like that. We're only going to vote for policies. So it's like, if I was in her spot, my solution will be only vote for policies. All these other people that they want us to vote for, we're not voting for you. I'm only doing policies. You know? And they're going to get mad about it because at the end of the day, this is controlling the City Hall and the government and Capitol Hill. Like, everything that has to do with government, they're going to want us to vote. But if we don't vote, it's just going to be harder on them. They can make their life easier just asking us and giving us what we want. You know? Just give us what we want. You know? And we'll comply. That's all you have to do. Why is this a problem? This is the question I always had. Why is that a problem?
And you're talking to somebody who's been a member of the Green Party for 2 decades. So I'm not here caping for the Democrats. I'm just trying to make sort of think through how we can convince voters of this. Let's say in the 2020 election, right? Let's say we're in a state like Ohio, Virginia, Pennsylvania, where...
Like, I know the answer, but what's going on, V for Vengeance? Shout out to you first. You know, I'm going to say this. All right. You're right. But the question that Mark Lamont Hill is, what do we do? I said that, yeah, we don't vote, but we vote for policies. That's all we focus on is policies. If they want us to start voting for them, then we can do that. But, like, I get where people say, oh, yeah, you gotta vote. Yeah, I will vote for policies, but I'm not gonna vote for, an elector. I'm not gonna do that. That's y'all problem. But when it comes to policy, yeah, we do need to vote for policies because they could just give us any fucked up shit. But, yeah, I always tell people that we got to vote for policies first because at the end of the day, all this having these people talk for us and do this for us, do that for us, it's just not working anymore. And that will be my next, that will be my only step, that if somebody would ask me, what would we do? But yeah, we have been doing this for a very long time, V for Vengeance. You are right about that. We have been doing this for a very long time. You know, and I think that's what we need to start focusing on. If they want us to focus on them, they need to give us what we want. It's not hard. It's not like it's a big thing. We're asking for reparation, tangibles, and bills or a policy. You know, we could start somewhere. We could even start with reparations. Let me call. Yeah, call in. I'll do this one call. Yeah, definitely. Just give me 30 seconds. All right, you still got the number? The voice number, I'll send it to you. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna fucks with it. I was gonna buy the StreamYard, but they're by hours. It's like they only want like the highest one is like 40 hours, but I do more than 40 hours a month. Yeah. We do like if y'all really want to be serious, out of a week we do like at least 30 to 40 hours. You know? Cuz we do what? 6 days a week. You know, so it's a lot of hours. That's why I had to do another channel. Oh yeah, we could still do that. Give me a second. I gotta get Vengeance on and popping first. All right, I sent you the number. And this is what we do. FBA, did you want to call too? Because this is what we can do. I'll let Vengeance do the call first, and like you can do the call second, and I'll end it. I'll end it that way.
Call from
Vengeance.
There we go.
Yep.
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, brother? I wanted to call in because this is too much to type.
Okay.
Too much to type. Too much to type. Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
We got to start promoting what we're exactly asking for.
Okay.
Because I go back and forth on a few different channels. And yesterday I was on another channel, and the brother was talking about sitting playing the couch. I don't believe we should play the couch, because what happens with that, what's possible, what happening with that is them writing us off saying they're not voting anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't agree with voting down ballot. You know what that is?
That's like voting for like independent or green, or voting somebody's name, like a random person's name.
It was what Yvette Carnell was promoting, was voting down ballot, in which you go on the ballot ticket and you still vote Democrat, but you don't vote. You ignore the presidential vote and you just vote locally, or you would ignore the governor and vote under the ballot, different spaces for other things that are going on under the ballot, right? But essentially, you're still voting Democrat, right? I don't believe on just running to the Republicans. What I think we should do is, first step is we should collectively as a group start promoting that we all go and register as independent voters, not the independent party, independent voters affiliated with no party, right? That's the first step. The second step is when we go to vote, whether it's local, whether it's your mayoral elections, whether it's your governor elections, and any other localized elections, if there isn't any ballot measures on there that specifically speaks to FBA needs, wants, or desires, you write in on the ballot, right? FBA tangibles, FBA reparations, FBA, etc. And that's it. So now they know you came to vote and you chose nothing. So now they can count and say, God damn, these people came to vote, but they're not picking nobody to vote for unless we give them tangibles. Right? And the next thing we need to do is it's a little aside from the vote, but it has to do with politics because it deals with policy and money. The census. When they take the U.S. Census, right? We can force them to designate us how we want them to designate us by on the census. If you check the 2020, the last census they came out with, right? You're gonna see a box to check that says it's gonna say Black or African American, right?
Yeah.
And then under there is gonna be a line of white boxes for you to write in your ethnic designation. So you check the Black you check the Black, right? Or African American, and then you turn around and you write in Foundational Black American on the ethnic group portion of it. Write in Foundational Black American on there.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Ain't the census going to be different this year too? I mean, that's 2020. That's 2030. Never mind.
2030. Yeah, it may be different when it comes around, but if not, what I'm saying is these are the things. Or put it like this: if this FBA movement or this FBA, I want to say, not movement. It's not a movement. This FBA renaissance, right?
Yeah.
Is to be taken seriously, and we want to be effective. We got to move beyond just having the conversations like we do every day, and start having the conversations back with viable ideas of actions that the listeners can participate in. The average listener listening to us right now can say, you know what, that's a good idea. I'm going to go vote. But guess what? I'm not going to vote for nobody. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write in FBA, right? I'm going to write in tangibles. I'm going to write in FBA reparations. That's it. FBA anti-black hate crime bill. Boom. So they're going to know that we were there. They're going to know what we want, and they're going to know we're willing to vote if, and we want to let them know starting now. Our votes are for sale.
Facts.
And the price of our votes are reparations, anti-hate black crime bill, tangibles.
Facts. That's true.
So, you know what I'm saying? We got to get beyond just having we already know what the deal is. Continue to promote, stand on code. I post what the code is all the time. So the average listener should know what that is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Should know what that is. Continue to gatekeep our politics, our culture, our business, our intellectual property, our artistic properties. Gatekeep it all. Gatekeep everything. Stay on code. Back each other up. And then each of us do these little things. Okay, on the next census, I'm going to check the black box, right? Because they want you to check that. Even if you don't check the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to put Foundational Black American in there. If you check the black box, you don't want to put Foundational Black American in there, you put Freedmen in there. If you don't want to put Freedmen in there, if you want to put ADOS, you put ADOS in there. Whichever designation that you like for the census, you put that in there. They're going to know who you are, right?
Yep.
If the same thing when we go to vote, right? Instead of voting for someone, you don't vote for no one if there's no tangibles, right? There's no reparations, there's no anti-hate crime bill. We write on there. Freedmen dash tangibles. Freedmen dash reparations. Freedmen dash anti-hate crime bill.
Facts. We need to start doing that. You're right about that.
Yes, and we got to promote, not just start doing it. We got to promote this in your shows, everybody's shows, broadcast, everybody's broadcast. We have to start promoting. Hey, here's a strategy that we all could participate in that can be effective. We got to continuously promote these things. Because other than that, We're just yelling in the wind, and I'm getting tired of us yelling in the wind, man.
Facts. I dig that.
You know what I'm saying, brother?
Oh yeah, I dig that.
So yeah, I said that was a little too much to type in the chat, you know. So,
No, you did your thing.
now,
you did your thing.
So now, one last thing. When you're talking about Mark Lamont Hill, right?
Mm-hmm.
We gotta be able to take like something what I just said. If we listen to other individuals articulate it for us, take what they said. That if we're not able to, you're not able. Not saying you, but just the general person not able to articulate it.
Mm-hmm.
We take the best articulated version of what we know, right?
Yeah.
That was delivered to us, and we say, hey, you hit Mark Lamont Hill, find what his email is.
Yeah.
What his social media is, and you hit him on social media and his email. This is who we are, and this is what we want. This is what we require. You tell them straight up, our votes are for sale, and this is the cost of our votes, tangibles. What are tangibles? Reparations, anti-hate crime bill, etc. Who are we? FBA, ADOS, freedmen, however you want to designate it.
Facts.
Whoever that young lady is right now, the same thing. Find her social media, find her email, whatever contact you remote contact with, contact her, right? And you send that to them. So now they don't have no excuse not these questions acting like those questions they have is geared to act like they don't know what we're saying and what we want.
That's true.
That's how that's coming across because he's a shill. Everybody knows this guy's a shill.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because I was saying, I'm sorry to cut you off, but yeah, I was saying like, yo, I don't know if he was a shield or not. Mark Lamont Hill is a shield. Because
he tries to act like he's not, but he's a shield.
Yeah, okay. Because I didn't want to say, yeah, he's a shield. Like I was telling Convo, I was like, yeah, he does talk about black issues, but he talks more about Arabs and other situations that's going on, and he stays 10 toes down on us. But when it comes to us, we get the bare minimum.
This is what he does. He talks about black issues, but he talks about black issues in accordance to democratic policy and procedure as it relates to add us to everybody else's issues, and thereby continuing us to be watered down in regards to what we're saying, what we want, and what our argument is.
Okay.
So he'll, in one breath, you'll hear him sounding good, and then if you watch him closely, he's moving in a particular way that it's still in line with the overall Democratic Party regular mode of operation.
Yeah.
So he's a shill. So if he wants to play like he's inquiring about what's going on and what we need to do and what we want, hey, I'm pretty sure you can Google him or research, and you can get his email, his professional email. You can get his social media accounts, and hit his ass up on the social media accounts and his email saying, we want reparations, we want an anti-hate crime bill, our votes are for sale, and those are the prices of that's the price of our vote.
Yeah, that's true. So I agree with that one. We need to have our votes for sale. If we want something
our votes are for sale.
Yep.
Our votes for sale, and they don't come cheap.
Oh yeah.
Our vote is very expensive. It's a luxury vote.
Oh yeah, I'm liking that now. I'm digging that. Like, yo, just thinking about it, yeah, it's for sale.
Yeah, our vote is for sale. Our vote is a luxury vote, so it's a steep price, but you'll get what you desire, and you'll be great in your career as a political servant, right?
Facts.
So therefore, our votes don't come cheap. Reparations, anti-hate crime bill, and other tangibles, etc.
Facts. Yo, I'm liking that. Yeah, that's my thing.
This is why I want to verbalize it, so that take the language and start spitting and promoting the language. Yeah. Start getting your guys saying stuff like this. Say, you know what? You airing this? Hey, contact everybody. What you should do when you do stuff like this, before you air, go online, figure out what his email is, figure out what his social media is, post it in your chat. Hey guys, hit him up. If he said this, hit him up and tell him this is what we want. This is what we're asking for, and this is how he can deliver it to us. He can buy it. How can he buy it? By promoting tangibles for foundational Black Americans, a.k.a. American descendants of chattel slavery in America, a.k.a. freedmen. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, V, for Vengeance. I like that, man. I like that, Vengeance.
Absolutely, big brother.
All right. Easy.
Easy.
Hey, y'all heard it, man. I'm agreeing. I'm 10 toes down on that. Our votes is for sale. It's gonna be a steep price if they want our votes. If they want the election, if they want to be a mayor, they want to be a senate. Our votes is for sale. We want the tangibles. We're telling them now. Y'all hear it. I know Democrat Shields was on here. They're hearing it now. They're hearing it. Our votes is for sale. It's for sale. There's no other way we can do it. It ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, what can you do for us? And no, it's a price now. It's a steep price. Y'all want to play stupid? Y'all want to act like y'all don't have anything? Now we gotta charge you. We gotta charge y'all. I'm drinking coffee, everyone, if you want to. But we're going to finish watching this. We're going to watch one more, and that's it.
There was a legitimate chance that a particular member of the House or the Senate could have won, or in the governor's house, right? They could have won on the Democrat side and the Republican side. And let's say that the Republican makes a more persuasive argument. Let's say in Georgia, for example, the Republican had made a more persuasive argument than Raphael Warnock. And you say, well, look, he has black interests at heart, or she has black interests at heart more than this Democratic candidate. And black people decide to put their weight behind the Republican candidate in that case, or the third party candidate in that case. I get the logic of saying we're going to set the example, but then you lose control of the Senate, right? The Democrats control the Senate by a hair, right? We need Kamala Harris as the tiebreaker. So if that is in fact the case, are we having a small victory or a symbolic victory, maybe even a Pyrrhic victory, if we choose the Republican but lose the Senate, or choose the Republican and empower them on a national scale to do tremendous amounts of harm? Do we say, look, Joe Biden clearly doesn't have a progressive agenda for black folk, but there's Donald Trump on the one hand, there's the Green Party candidate on the other, there's the Freedom Party candidate on the other, or whomever. How in an election like 2020 could we have strategically employed what you're talking about?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. I think one thing we needed to start with this campaigning and this shifting in narrative about who gets neglected and who gets well served at the beginning, to move the candidates toward the middle instead of these polar opposites moving the population, the voting population, toward their polls. So first of all, elections are a sort of culmination or milestone in the overall political process. So we have to start developing these narratives now, right? And to be, just for the record, I'm not caping for anyone except Black America, right? Except for America in general, because what we cannot continue to do is have Black America at the bottom and continuing to need support, continuing to cry out for assistance and support when our government has failed us. I think we need to, divorcing or breaking up is not saying that you have to go with Republicans. What it does say is that your vote is up for sale to the highest bidder who is going to have an agenda.
Vengeance, you called it. You called it. You called it. Yo. Oh shit. Shout out for V for Vengeance. He called it, man. She just said it.
To the highest public to for assistance and continuing to need support, continuing to cry out for assistance and support when our government has failed us. I think we need to, divorcing or breaking up is not saying that you have to go with Republicans. What it does say is that your vote is up for sale to the highest bidder who is going to have who is going to have an agenda for you. And moving people to the middle says that if we are about America thriving, not just Black people need to demand this, all Americans need to demand this. Black Americans have used our voice, our civil rights gains to support every social justice movement. We are owed, America needs this, and we are due.
Agreed 100%. Denise, thank you so much for your brilliant analysis and also for the wonderful art you contribute.
Vengeance, you called it. This is what we need to do. Demand. We got to demand. We already did the first step. It was the couch 24. People knew that we wasn't joking. Now we got to demand. We got to demand. We got to demand these tangibles. We got to demand these bills and these hate bills and these policies. They're going to understand this is the last person that they should have messed with was Foundational Black America, is Black American, is ADOS, is chattel slavery, is sons and daughters of freedmen. They're going to learn their lessons messing around with us after this. I'm going to be personally honest. I'm telling you, by next year, we're going to have reparations. By this year, we're going to have reparations. We're going to have reparations. I'm thinking it's going to be next year. I believe it's going to be next year. I might be wrong. It might be a few years down the line, but I feel like next year we're going to have it. Or it's going to be talked about. And the reason why I really believe this is because at the end of the day, I'm thinking they're getting a hint. Democrats is getting a hint. Democrats, I'm figuring it out right now that Democrats never had an identity. What is a Democrat's identity? They don't have an identity. They don't have an identity. Like now it's time to do this. It's just, you know what? Vengeance, you're right. You're right. It's time to execute right now. It's time to pile up these emails. Pile up these phone calls. I'm gonna tell everybody this. We might gonna have some dark days and we're gonna have some bright days, but I'm gonna tell y'all this. We're gonna make it out whatever is gonna happen. We're gonna make it out whatever happens. So it's not time to be all scary. They're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, they're gonna send the military. Nah, we went through worse. Our ancestors went through worse. And we can go through greater. They didn't do everything. They didn't do all of this stuff just so we can feel or be scared. They were the example saying that don't live on your knees. Don't live on your knees. I'm not trying to tell you go do something and bug the fuck out. I'm telling y'all, it's time to make a difference. It's time to stay on code. It's time to pack out these gatekeepers that's giving out this false narrative and this false knowledge. And I know y'all seen what the Democrats wrote about us in their little news report. But that's for another day, probably tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about the Black Renaissance tomorrow. I'm gonna educate myself tonight on it, and I'm gonna do a late show because I got a training to do tomorrow. So after my training, I'm gonna go pick up my kids, and I'm gonna start the show around 5-ish, 6. You know. Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna do more than overcome. We're gonna build thrones for ourselves. We're gonna build thrones for ourselves. We're gonna show other cultures, other races that they don't need to run. It's about fighting. It might take you a while, but at the end of the day, you need to be living in your own country, fighting for your own rights, fighting for what's yours. I'm gonna be personally honest. We're gonna have to show other cultures. We're gonna have to show these immigrants that, like, yo, there's no time for running anymore. Y'all need to fight for your land, or it's not gonna be your land anymore. They already changed the name of your country. They made y'all, they programmed y'all and made y'all call y'all something that y'all are not. We will show you, we will be the examples and show you how to get busy. I'm going to be personally honest. We will show you the example how to get busy. You know, and tomorrow, when we do tomorrow, before we go live or before the ending of the show, we're going to do panel talks. And what panel talks is when we can watch the video or whatnot, but after the videos, if y'all want to call in and say how y'all feel, tell us how you feel. This is what this show is for. This is why I created this type of show. So we can have these conversations. You know? I want y'all to do what FBA, Convo, and Vengeance be doing. I try to put Shabaka on Friday. Shabaka didn't want to come on. He was on here acting a fucking fool, and there was an open panel. It was call-in. It was a call-in day. I'm going to do call-ins on Fridays, all call-in, no topic questions. We could talk about whatever y'all want on Fridays. And it's all call-in for probably 2 to 3 hours. We probably watch a video or two. But it's going to be mostly, just everybody calling in, telling us how you feel. You know, so definitely, I'm going to say this. Thank y'all for everything. Thank you for everything. You know, and because this isn't, to me, this isn't easy. You know, just thinking of topic questions and stuff and thinking of what I'm going to say and stuff. I got a whiteboard. I got a whiteboard to basically figure out what am I going to say, what topics I'm going to talk about and stuff. It just makes me, observe what I need to talk about. Put my ideas on pages. Over here, I'm gonna have another board, but it's gonna be like a 5-year plan, 5 to 10 year plan of what I'm gonna do. So again, this was good. Let me see if I got time because I gotta go pick up my kids soon. Tariq Nasheed. What's this?
Brothers and sisters, we need to finish this project.
We do this Roland Martin's one. We'll do half of a Roland Martin.
Now, if they put that in that letter, and they did, you read it to us, then Roland, then Nolan.
What is your IP?
The question is, how do you define minority? In the state of Texas, you just told us, Roland, the minority is the white.
To the U.S. Is that supposed to say alliance? Alliance? Hey, what's up? Is your IP? Shout out to you. Is that supposed to say alliance? If it is, the only people who has alliance to America is Black Americans. We always had alliance to the U.S. That's why we have been in every war. This is why we call ourselves foundation, because we Black Americans is the foundation of America. So when you say they don't have no alliance to U.S., we are U.S. We are the United States. There is no United States without Black Americans. So to answer your question, yes, nobody doesn't have alliance to the United States. And I'm talking about people. United States of America is foundational Black Americans. I'm sorry to throw that curveball, but if you don't have alliance to the foundation of the country, then you don't have alliance at all. This has always been the case. This has always been the situation with us. Nobody has no alliance to us. Nobody has no honor when it comes to us. This is why we have the Roland Martins. This is why we have the Steve Harveys. We have the Jesse Lee Petersons. This is why, we getting them out the gatekeeping. We don't need these type of black gatekeeping. People manipulating the system of the black community. People spreading false narratives about the black community. And we've been past that now. It's time to execute. Like Vengeance said, it's time to execute. It's time to get busy. This renaissance is already happening, and this renaissance was gonna happen sooner or later. This is what y'all have to understand. And I don't know what your ethnicity is, what is your IP? But this renaissance that's happening now, this disruption that foundational Black Americans are doing, this was gonna happen. This was gonna happen. People are sick and tired of being sick and tired. People are sick and tired of seeing other people get shit that they don't deserve. We got the majority running around here talking about it's the Jews. Running around here talking about black fatigue. And they're fetishizing about blacks and Jewish people. This shit is crazy. How the fuck are you the majority? Let me tell you something. White Americans in America are Africans. They are the majority and they're still losing. They are the majority and they are still losing. They're still begging. They're still crying. They're talking about black on white crime. This shit is crazy out here. How the fuck are you the majority and you're complaining? How the fuck you got other immigrants on your side and you're still complaining? You got Africans and Caribbeans that want to be white in this country. You got fucking certain black people that will sell their people out for a box of Popeyes like fucking Roland Martin. And y'all still complaining. Y'all control the black gatekeepers right now. Them niggas is about to get out the paint. They got to get out the paint. Then after that, y'all gonna really have something to cry about.
Right. Now, what they are doing is previewing in Texas what they are trying to fight in the country.
Look at this shit. See? The audacity of them. Where's our money? This is how bad he wants to sell us out. This is why I say Democrats don't have an identity. They go off spreading rumors about a fucking boogeyman. And sometimes they need to look in the mirror, and that's the monster that they're talking about.
They are about to be the minority. This is the genius of having to study Texas in particular. And your knowledge of Texas politics to the intimate level is just going to grow more valuable moment by moment as we turn our eyes to Texas to understand that what's going on there is a preview of what they're going to do everywhere else. Now, two other things very quickly. The first is Donald Trump is like Bibi Netanyahu. He will do anything not to be in shape. So he is only after anything that will preserve him. So of course they're nervous in Texas. Of course Abbott is nervous. Of course that Senator King fumbling with that microphone as Brother Miles put that fire on his ass very explicitly is very nervous. Why? Because they know there's only so much cracking and packing you can do before them people in your district. And finally, coming back around to where you started a second ago, Roland, the determining factor will be the majority people in Texas who are non-white. Now here's the problem. And you framed it beautifully, brother. There's a book I'm reading called Meme Wars now, which talks about how disinformation, if Reese were here, she could walk us through a chapter and verse, how disinformation and memes and all this social media stuff is designed to do one thing in this country politically and one thing only. That is to confuse the people who should now understand that demographically, they are not only on the verge of political power, they can destroy white supremacy. Certainly white nationalism in Texas. Our big fight now is to organize and run over these people like the sea. Sure, crack the district if you want. Watch this. All us gonna vote, which means whether any of you vote, doesn't matter. And enough of y'all are pissed off. You got children dying from floods. You got nobody handling this. Enough of them gonna vote with us to destroy more districts than them hillbillies can ever gerrymander their way into controlling. Those are the factors at work. But you said the factor. When we vote, we win.
The thing here, Nola, that
I want to introduce you to this platform called SimilarWeb. They've kindly sponsored this video. It allows me to steal my competitor.
and while we keep hitting this, because I'm about to expand it. Young voters, when Beto O'Rourke lost to Greg Abbott for the governor's race, 75% of voters 30 and under did not vote. So the problem in Texas is not that Texas is a hard right red state. It is an unorganized state. It's not been organized, it's not been mobilized. When Beto O'Rourke ran, here's the people I understand, there are 254 counties in Texas. The Democratic Party only has county parties in 81 of the 254. So you've got more than the majority of the counties in Texas that has no Democratic presence. So, and I'm gonna take y'all back to 2012. This was the night Obama got reelected. I'm waiting to go on CNN. Then Congressman Chris Van Hollen, standing right next to me because he's going on before I am. And now he's Senator Chris Van Hollen. And I say to him, man, if y'all actually would invest in Georgia and Texas, they could be purple. No, not gonna happen. And I was like, excuse me? I said, Representative Van Hollen, there are 2.2 million eligible but unregistered Latinos in Texas. I said, you got 800,000 black people who are unregistered in Georgia. No, not gonna do it. I said, and that's why y'all gonna keep losing those states. See, I need people to understand.
No, this nigga's a mathematician. Niggas been telling this dude the whole time that people are not voting because they don't want to vote. People are voting because it's not giving them anything. They can deal with the policies and stuff for 4 years. Like, I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna flex. I gotta go pick up my kids. And I gotta get ready for the next show tomorrow. All right, I want to say this. With Black America, we define the odds. What most people cry about, they haven't went through 3 times what we went into. Yeah, people probably went through like, oh yeah, I don't got no food in this, da 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 da. Yeah, that's different. We had people giving us shit that's gonna kill us, putting us in locations that we're not supposed to be making it. We are the real Cinderella story. And I'm telling you, within a year and a half, I believe that we will have reparations. We will have some type of tangibles and policies. We're going to get that. We're going to get that. Now it's gonna now this is gonna be one of the dark ages is where we're gonna have to fight for it. We can't run. We're not gonna run. I wanted to show you this other video. I wanted to show you this other video. I deleted it by accident. This lady bugged the fuck out. A Democrat talk about, oh yeah, Black Americans ran, and it was a weird situation. But I do want to thank everybody. I want to thank, and we had an actually educated show today. FBA Convo, V for Vengeance, St. Michael's, even Ohio. It was this Death from Above, probably. Oh, you must be one of those Aryan brothers. Shout out to Jeff too. Shout out to you. Yeah, I seen what happened to Rampage. Give me a second. Let me read what you wrote. Rampage, son. Okay. I can explain what happened. I'm kind of gonna blame some of these wrestlers, and the reason why I'm gonna blame some of these wrestlers, because they told him that he can get his get back. When they say, oh yeah, you get a receipt ain't, yo, you beat the shit out of somebody. A receipt is like, yo, you stiff arm somebody. So when you're supposed to throw a blow or something like that, you actually give a motherfucker a real elbow and might cut the motherfucker's eye. You don't beat the shit out of him like that. So I'm gonna give some of the blame to to some of those wrestlers, because they didn't explain that shit right. I don't think they explained it right, but that's what a receipt is. You know, a receipt, you don't beat the shit out until you put somebody in a concussion. And some of that blame goes on to Raja. Raja, he kind of deserve to go to jail. You know? And I think they're gonna put him in jail for assault with a deadly weapon because he's an MMA athlete. That's the only thing bad about it. He's an athlete. It's like when Mike Tyson beat up them 9 niggas in the hallway and they were trying to get his autograph. I think Mike Tyson said he was on coke or some shit like that, but he got off, but he was about to do like 3 or 4 years for beating up because his hands is a weapon, you know? This motherfucker's whole body's a weapon because he does mixed martial arts. That's why he'll get charged for assault with a dangerous weapon, you know, because he's a mixed martial artist, you know. That's the only thing bad about those things. It's like if I pistol whip somebody and I'm like, yeah, keep on overdoing it, boom, 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 pistol whipping somebody, they're gonna like, yeah, this nigga needs to go to jail. We're gonna take his guns and he's going to jail. You know, we got places for you like that. Bro gets picked up on this. Yeah. he's a ticking time. Yeah, yeah. I think he is. It's not funny, but I understand. And that was at Rikishi's promotion. If y'all don't know who Rikishi is the Usos' father. The dude who used to do the stink face, put his butt in people's faces back in the days. And he used to do the election slide with the Too Cool, where they like this motherfucker put the glasses on. Yeah, that's Rikishi's people. They're like Samoan. Yeah. So they might be getting sued. Yeah. Rikishi's promotion might get sued. Homie's going to jail. Yeah, he's going to jail. It's just, yeah, Umaga's brother. Yeah, that family. The Fatu family. I think it's the Fatu. Yeah, R.I.P. He was a good wrestler, man. He had great storylines. I just knew that they wasn't gonna give him the heavyweight title. I was just happy when Jay got the belt, you know. But yeah, yeah, it was fake, or it's the way how he done it. I never got hit with a beer can. I got hit with a chair, you know. Those shits hurt. Kindle stick, those hurt. I fell off a ladder into a table. Yeah, that hurt. Like all that shit, I'm gonna tell y'all, all that shit hurts. He's the son of yeah, Umaga. Yep, that family bloodline. Cause some of those family bloodlines is different. Like what's that guy's name? Roman Reigns, he's a Anawa. No. The Rock is a Anawa, but his father's is The Rock's father is a black Canadian. Like his family's from it. He was like the last of the Mohegans in Canada. Him and Sweet Daddy Zeke. Those are real. No, Sweet Daddy Zeke's from Georgia. Jesus Christ. Yeah, The Rock's father is from Canada. He was born in Canada, but he's black. He's a black Canadian. He's not like, he don't have no Caribbean background at all. But The Rock, I always tell people The Rock all the time about The Rock. I think The Rock is a piece of shit. You know? Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're like Samoan or Polynesians or something like that. Yeah. Like, they're big, like, yo, they got a big community in California, you know? So, yeah. But it comes with the territory. Like, yo, you didn't see what fucking Jacob Fatu did? He beat the fuck out of a fan with chairs. Kicked the motherfucker, punched him in his face, hit him with chairs. Jacob Fatu, oh yeah. He be on that type of time, man. Some of those people be on that type of time, you know. That's why they always tell you to protect yourself when you wrestle, you know. I know the guy got PTSD, but at the end of the day, he still got to protect himself. Like, what the fuck? Nigga, he got beat with a fucking... Yeah, man. Yeah, they Samoan. But salute to all of y'all, man. Y'all have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. And if y'all want to donate, definitely you can donate. I'll put it in the live chat before I leave. And again, tomorrow we will be talking about the Black Renaissance. Samoa Joe's probably the only one. Yeah, part of other family. Facts. It's true. It is. Samoa Joe. I like Samoa Joe, but my favorite always been Jacob. I always thought Jacob was the best Samoan, even when he was in the Indies, because his lifestyle was a little bit different, you know. But there's a way how I feel about the gimmick. I think their gimmick. I think people salute their gimmick. But I'll explain that more tomorrow. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Later on, I can't do tomorrow early in the morning because I have a training for my supervising thing. Y'all take care, and I'll see y'all tomorrow again.